I think I'm ready for the season. Oh, fertiliser, that's going to be fun. So I'm going to pop into Rigby Taylor later and place an order for some fertiliser. It's going to be expensive, but then everything is at the moment. I'll let you know how much it's gone up by in a minute. Temperature today is 11 degrees and it's the 7th of March, so we're getting close, but there could be a sting in the tail. Air temperature obviously is good, but it's really the soil temperatures that we need to really be concerned by. So I've got my soil probe, and here is my soil thermometer as well, and let's just check it out, see what it is. Okay, so I don't want to go too deep. I'm just going to let the thermometer sit there for a little bit. So we're, as I say, 7th of March. I normally start my lawn care 3rd week of March, so we're getting pretty close. So I've just got a couple of things I need to do. Firstly is, got the Cameron scarifier and the Yateley scarifier. They're the two things I haven't serviced yet. And then also what I've noticed is with my Rigby Taylor fertiliser spreader, you know, they do a couple of years and then they tend to rust and fall apart, particularly in and around here. That tends to be the weak spot. So what I thought I'd do, this fertiliser spreader I got a year last autumn, I think it was. So I thought I'd do this time is to keep on top of it, is rather than just letting it rust, I was going to take it back each year and then spray it up with some Hammerite just to try and protect it and prolong the life of it. Because this is my 3rd one now in 8 years, and the other 2 have always gone in and around here. Okay, so 10 minutes in, things have not gone well. I had the Elite, I had this up so the oil could drain out, so that was fine. I was just pulling this scarifier into place. As I was pulling it in, I knocked this scarifier, which fell over, so I let go of that one to replace this one, not realising this had taken off. Blame Sam Jarocki for this, because I'm actually listening to one of his podcasts with Jack. Jack, great story, really enjoyed listening to it. You're doing brilliantly, mate. However, because I've got the isotunes in, I didn't hear it rolling away, and then I heard a smash, and let's zoom in. Can you see that dent, that mark? I mean, fortunately it's not a dent, it's just a mark in the dirt, and that is the result. So that rod is knackered. So a week before scarifying season starts, and I've got that to fix now as well. So it's good to get these things out the way, I guess. But it's just another thing on my plate that I didn't need right now. But this is lawn care. This is what happens, and you know, you adapt and overcome, as they say. While I have a think about what I'm going to do with that, let's go and check the soil temperature. Okay, so actually the soil temperature's gone down. It was at 7 and we're now at 5. Ideally we want to be 11 or 12. But this is what can happen in the springtime. You get a day where, as we saw on the thermometer on the wall there, where it said 12, it seems like a nice summer's day, but actually the air temperature is different to the soil temperature. So although I might in the next couple of weeks start doing some scarifying jobs, the seeding jobs I am going to hold off on, because although, you know, the sun's out, the soil temperatures just aren't there yet. Plus we could have frosts, we could have snow. This is why if you are doing seeding jobs, you've got an option between springtime or autumn time, I'd always choose autumn time because the soil temperatures are going to be really, really high, and you know that there's going to be no chance of frosts or snow in September or October. I mean, who knows, but in reality there's very slim chance of that happening. So just spoke to Trackmaster, or just messaged them as soon as I damaged the height adjuster, and the part is already on its way, already paid. Invoice came straight through, paid it, and the part is on its way now. So great service from Trackmaster, so thank you very much, guys, and hopefully we will get that fixed. But I'd rather things like that happen now than in the middle of the scarifying season. I mean, saying that, I have 3 scarifiers, so I'm very privileged in that respect. I still have the Iron Hell, and actually there is one job in particular that is going to be used for this year. It is worth having spares, just or, you know, choose a company like Trackmaster who can get the parts out to you really, really quickly, so you're not slowed down too much. But anyway, so I'm just filling this one back up with oil now. Then I'm going to check the air filter, check the spark plug, then give it a good wash off, and then drop a bit of fuel in and let it run. And then obviously do all the same with that. Carry on with the emery cloth, cleaning the metal work up on the spreader, and then get that prepped for painting. And then I think everything's been serviced and everything's been sharpened. And once I've done a couple of cuts, then I'll put new blades on the mowers, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. So I think I'm ready for the season. Oh, fertiliser, that's going to be fun. So I'm going to pop into Rigby Taylor later and place an order for some fertiliser. It's going to be expensive, but then everything is at the moment. So yeah, a little bit nervous of doing that, but it is what it is. And well, I'll let you know how much it's gone up by in a minute. Okay, so just did my Rigby Taylor shop of the year. I was a little bit hesitant going in there, not really knowing what the prices were going to be, but they weren't as bad as what I'd sort of let myself in for. So there's 20 bags of 900 with 11% iron. As I've said many times before, you put that down at 35 grams per square metre, and it attacks the moss lovely, as well as greening up the grass and giving it that real nice kick. So I always put that down after I've fertilised. I've then also got a load of pre-seed in there as well, 10 bags I think. I've still got some bags of fertiliser over there from last season, and there's 1 bag of super root, but I've already got some bags of seed from last year anyway. This time last year I was in the smaller container, 10 by 10, so I kept all the fertiliser in my garage and moved the equipment in here. Now I've tried, so this is a 20, try to move, is that better? It's better. Try to move everything in here now, so it's going to be really tight. So this is sort of the area where I've got a little bit of a pallet, so at the minute I've got iron down there. I might be able to move that somewhere a little bit more permanent out the way. Pre-seed, pre-seed too. That's pre-seed. A couple of bags of dressing for just the isolated little bits. Then I think there's some stuff in there's a load of bags at the back of the trailer there. This stuff is from a job I did the other day, which needs to go to the dump. I'm waiting to have a little bit more. Just waiting to have a little bit more stuff to justify the trip, basically. And I've worked out that the fertiliser, basically, the 900 has gone up by 30% from last year. When I was in there, they looked at what I paid this time last year, and yeah, it's 30% more. I phoned Rigby Taylor about, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, just to see what the prices were, roughly knowing that they had gone up, because obviously now you're into this period and you're doing quotes and things like that. I needed to know what my pricing strategy was going to be for the season, and I mean, I know everything's going up, but it's kind of a complete gamble at one point without knowing what the prices were going to be. So I had a rough idea. So actually they hadn't gone up quite as much as what I expected them to. I thought they may have gone up a little bit since then. That's not to say they won't, but I guess it's one of those things, isn't it? If you've got the room, as much as you can before they go up even more. Anyways, now I need to get that in there. Okay, so that's all the fertiliser out. Got it all stacked in here. I'm sure some will say that's a health and safety nightmare, but it works for me, so I don't care. But pretty much there now. So just waiting for the part to come through. Hopefully that'll be today or tomorrow on the scarifier that I broke yesterday. Get that fixed, and I think all the mowers and everything's good, and I'll be looking to start the lawn maintenance season next week. So just got back from the lock-up. It's about 12 o'clock now, and open a beam and Trackmaster. I reckon this is less than 24 hours. They've sent me the rod to replace the bent one. So we've got that to fix, so that's good. And then I put the rust primer, whatever you want to call it, so sanded this down and I put the rust primer on this. So this now, I've got some masking tape I just sort of explored with the paint yesterday, but gonna spray this up.
So it's Friday the 11th of March and the weather has not played ball today. Got a little bit of a cold on its way, a bit annoying. But now, so Scarifier has been fixed and is all ready to go. So a massive shout out to Trackmaster for helping me get this sorted so quickly with the parts. Fertiliser spreader, it's all sprayed up. Almost as good as new, I suppose. So that's ready to go. So that's it. The season is ready to start on Monday. Fertiliser's got, machinery's all been serviced and fixed, and fertiliser spreader is now rust free. So I hope you all have a fantastic lawn care season 2022. It's going to be an interesting one, be a bit more challenging than normal with prices on fertiliser, turf, everything going up, fuel costs. I mean, God knows where they'll be at the end of the season. So hopefully you know your numbers and you're in a good position to prosper this year. So good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.